Your mother in heaven has been trying to reach you since yesterday. That may sound strange, impossible even, but something deep in your spirit knows it's true. You felt it in the silence between your thoughts. In that dream that lingered longer than it should have, in the way the world suddenly seemed to go quiet, like everything paused for just a second, as if to make room for a whisper from eternity. This isn't a coincidence. There are moments in life when the barrier between this world and the next becomes thin. Moments when heaven leans closer and something sacred tries to break through. This is one of those moments. You are not imagining it. That pull in your chest. That stillness in the air. The warmth that washed over you without warning. It's her, your mother, reaching out to you. She hasn't forgotten you. Not for a single moment. She loved you fiercely when she was here. Through the nights you cried yourself to sleep. Through the seasons you felt lost and unworthy. Her love was a shield even when you didn't see it. And now in the presence of God, that love has only grown deeper, stronger, more powerful than anything you've ever known. It didn't die with her body. It rose with her spirit. And now that spirit is calling out to you. You've been busy, distracted, worn thin by the weight of this world. Maybe you've stopped believing in signs, in whispers, in things unseen. But your mother hasn't stopped believing in you. And now, with heaven's permission, she's trying to speak to you once more. Not in the language of the living, but in the language of the soul. Why now? Because something is shifting in your life. Something important. She sees what's coming before you do. She sees the road ahead, the turns, the blessings, the storms, and she knows you need guidance. You've been standing at a crossroads, haven't you? Wondering whether to stay where it's safe or to step into the unknown. Wondering whether God still sees you, whether anyone does. She sees you. And more than that, she's been praying for this very moment that you would hear her again. Her message isn't dramatic. It's not thunder and lightning. It's softer than that. But no less urgent. She wants you to know that she never left. That when you feel alone, it's only because you've been listening to the noise of the world and not the voice that's been quietly walking beside you. She wants you to stop carrying the guilt, the regret, the things you never got to say. She heard them. She still hears them. And more than anything, she wants you to let go of what is hurting you, because what's ahead is too important for you to carry that weight any longer. There have been signs, little ones, a song on the radio you hadn't heard in years, a smell that made you pause. The way your heart stirred when you passed a place tied to her memory. Those weren't memories. They were messages. She's been trying to break through in the only ways heaven allows. A feeling, a shift, a reminder. And now something in the heavens has opened. Something rare, something holy. That's why you're hearing this now. She's asking for your attention. Just for a moment. Just long enough to remind you that you are still her child. That nothing, not death, not time, not distance, can break the bond between a mother and the one she loves. She's been watching you fight battles she wishes she could help you carry. She's seen the tears you haven't shared with anyone. And still she stands near. Silent but present. Invisible but real. You haven't been forgotten. Not by her, not by God. Maybe you've been wondering if you're on the wrong path. Maybe your prayers feel unanswered. Your hopes buried under disappointment. But your mother sees more than you do now. And she's trying to tell you that something better is coming. A season of clarity. A shift in your spirit, but you have to be willing to receive it. Open your heart. She wants you to know she's at peace, that there is no sorrow where she is. Only light, only truth, only the presence of Jesus. She walks in a place where the wounds of this world no longer exist. And from that place of perfect love, she is asking you to stop living in the shadows of what you've lost and begin stepping into what you've been promised. This moment was not an accident. You were meant to hear this now because heaven has seen your struggle. Your mother has seen your weariness. And in the kindness of God, you've been given this one sacred message. You are not alone. And you never have been. The path ahead may still be unclear. The answers may not come all at once. But your mother is watching over you. She is still praying for you. And the one who holds her now is the same one who is holding you. So pause, breathe, listen. Because the voice you thought you had lost is still speaking. And this moment right here might be the one where you finally hear her. You've been sensing something different lately. A presence. A memory that refuses to fade. It doesn't shout. It doesn't demand. But it lingers like a gentle breeze on a still day. Quietly reminding you that something deeper is happening. Maybe you've dismissed it, pushed it aside as imagination, but still it returns again and again. There's a reason. It's not a coincidence that she's been on your mind more than usual. Not a coincidence that certain dates, smells, or memories resurface without warning. Your mother is near. Not in body, but in spirit, in truth, in a way that only heaven can allow. And right now, she's trying to tell you something that you can no longer ignore. Have you noticed how the noise of the world has started to feel heavier lately? How even the smallest things seem to carry weight. That's not just stress. It's not just life being hard. It's your spirit responding to something unseen. Because heaven has been stirring. Something is shifting and your mother knows it. She sees the path you're walking. She sees the burdens you're carrying quietly. The ones you don't talk about. She remembers how strong you've always tried to be. How you learned to keep smiling even when your heart was breaking. But she also sees the toll it has taken. And from where she is, she wants to lighten your load. Not with answers, but with love, with presence. The world rarely stops long enough for us to feel what's real. Everything is fast, loud, demanding. But there are moments like now when time seems to soften. When something within us whispers, pay attention. That whisper, it's not from your mind. It's not from your past. It's from her. She's been speaking in ways only your heart can understand. In dreams that feel more like visits. In sudden waves of emotion that wash over you when you least expect them. In that quiet ache in your soul that tells you someone is trying to reach you, that someone is your mother and her message is simple yet eternal. You are not alone. You have never been. When she left this world, you felt something break. You tried to be strong. You tried to carry on. And you did. But that space she once filled. Nothing else has quite taken its place. And maybe that's how it's meant to be. Because her presence was never meant to be replaced. Only remembered, only felt, only honored through love. She watches you now, not as a distant spirit, but as a mother who still loves fiercely. Heaven did not strip her of her care for you. It multiplied it. And in her prayers, in her yearning for your peace, she asked for this moment that the veil between this world and the next be lifted just enough for her to reach you. This message isn't meant to haunt you. It's meant to heal you. She sees the questions you ask yourself in the dark. She knows the doubts that rise when no one's looking. Am I doing enough? Am I on the right path? Does any of this matter? And to each of those questions, she offers the same answer. One born not of opinion, but of divine clarity. You matter more than you know. You are seen more than you feel. And the path you're walking is not forgotten by heaven. She doesn't want you to stay trapped in guilt. She knows there are things you wish you could have said, things you wish you had done differently. Maybe you carry regret for not being there more. Maybe you feel you didn't say goodbye the right way. But she wants you to know, truly know that none of that matters now. In the light of eternity, there is no blame, no bitterness, only love. She forgave you before you even thought to ask, because that's what mothers do. She wants you to forgive yourself. There's a tenderness to this message, a kind of sacred softness that the world doesn't often allow. But she brings it to you now because what's ahead for you requires an unburdened heart, a spirit that is open, a soul ready to walk into the next chapter. And though the world around you may not notice what is shifting, she sees it. She's seen it coming and she's been praying for it. You're not crazy for feeling like something more is going on. You're not imagining that someone is near. The air around you has changed because heaven is closer than usual. Your mother is closer than usual. And though you can't touch her, she is touching your life. You don't have to respond right now. You don't have to have all the answers. But she asks you for one thing, just one. To notice, to be still, to listen, if only for a moment. Because in that silence, she is speaking. And her voice, though quiet, carries the strength of heaven behind it. She's proud of you. You don't hear that enough. But she sees the way you keep going. She sees the strength you show even when it hurts. And more than anything, she wants you to believe what she already knows. That you are not lost. that you have not failed, that even now you are becoming who you were meant to be. Let this truth settle over you. She never left you. Not really. The form may have changed. The distance may feel vast. But the bond, unshakable, eternal, remains untouched. This moment, right now, was chosen. You didn't stumble into it. You were led here because there's something your soul has been longing to hear. And now, through a love that death could not silence, it's being said, she is still with you, and she always will be. It's strange how a memory can return without warning. One moment you're washing the dishes, driving down the road, scrolling through your phone, and then suddenly she's there. Not in body, but in feeling. A presence that wraps itself around you like the warmth of sunlight on your skin. Your heart knows it before your mind can catch up. Your mother is near. And this time, she's not just visiting. She's trying to speak. This isn't just nostalgia. It's not a figment of your imagination. What you're feeling is real, more real than the distractions that fill your day. There's a stirring in your soul, something ancient and intimate, a voice trying to break through the walls of time. She's been watching you more closely these past few days. Not because you're in danger, but because a door is opening, a moment is arriving, one that she's been waiting for. You may not know what's coming. You may not feel ready, but she does. And through the grace of heaven, she's been permitted to prepare your heart. Sometimes the signs are loud, unmistakable, but most of the time they're quiet. A dream that felt too vivid to be random. A flickering light that shouldn't have flickered. A sudden wave of peace in the middle of your anxiety. She's been using whatever she can to reach you because the message is that important. And what is that message? She wants you to remember who you are. Who you've always been, not the version of yourself the world sees, not the mask you wear to keep things together. She sees the real you. The you she held as a child. The you she prayed for in the dark. The you she believed in even when you didn't believe in yourself. That version, the truest one, is still inside you. And she's calling it forward because it's time. You may not feel ready to let go of the grief. You may still carry the weight of things left unsaid, but from her place in the presence of the Lord, she wants you to know there's no need to hold on to that pain. What you never got to say, she already heard. What you never got to fix, she's already forgiven. Heaven doesn't operate on unfinished business. It moves in wholeness, in healing. And now she's offering that to you. She's not asking you to forget her. She's asking you to feel her again. To trust that when you feel a sudden peace, when a memory comforts instead of wounds, that it's her. Her way of saying, I'm still with you. Her way of guiding you even now. There's a reason this message didn't come sooner. You weren't ready to hear it. The timing had to align. Not just in your world, but in the one she now calls home. Heaven's timing is precise, purposeful, and something has shifted. Something in your life has reached a turning point. She's seen it. She knows it. And that's why she's trying so hard to reach you now. Maybe you've been feeling unsure lately, restless, like you're standing at the edge of something, but can't see what it is. That's not just you. That's the spiritual realm moving around you, aligning things, preparing you, and your mother is a part of that movement. Her message is one of reassurance, but also of preparation. There's a path unfolding in front of you, one that will require you to let go of old fears, outdated beliefs, and the idea that you're doing life alone. Because you're not. Not only is God walking with you, but your mother, your fiercest protector in life, is still by your side in spirit. Her love has never stopped working on your behalf. Can you feel her now? That gentle pressure on your chest, that wave of emotion rising in your throat, it's her speaking without words, loving you in a language only the heart can understand. She doesn't need a voice to be heard. Because her love was never just in what she said. It was in what she did. How she carried you. How she stayed up at night worrying over you. How she prayed when you didn't even know it. And she's still praying from where she stands. She sees the traps the enemy has laid before you. She sees the storms forming on the horizon. But she also sees your strength, your potential, your calling. And she is asking heaven to cover you, protect you, guide you, not out of fear, but out of divine love. This is more than comfort. It's a call. She's reminding you that there's something inside you that hasn't been fully awakened. A light that's been dimmed by time, by sorrow, by disappointment, but it's still there. And now it's ready to shine again. Not for her, not even for you, but for the purpose God planted in you long ago. She believed in that purpose while she was alive. And she believes in it now, even more. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to fix everything overnight. But you do need to trust that this message is for you. That it's not random. That out of the billions of hearts in the world, heaven chose this moment to reach yours because your mother asked for it. And God in His mercy said yes. There will be more signs, more whispers, more quiet reminders. And when they come, don't doubt them. Don't explain them away. Receive them as the gifts they are. Proof that love does not die. That relationships rooted in God do not end at the grave. They transform. They elevate. They continue. You've been asking for confirmation, for a sign that you're not forgotten, that your prayers haven't vanished into silence. Here it is. She's with you. She always has been. And now in this sacred pause, she's reminding you of the truth your soul has always known but sometimes forgets. That you are deeply loved. That you are not walking alone. That something beautiful is beginning. All you have to do is stay open. Some messages from heaven don't arrive like thunder. They come quietly, gently in the spaces between breath, in the stillness between thoughts. And yet they carry more power than anything this world can offer. You are living in one of those moments. Now, one where time seems to slow and something sacred presses on your heart. This is no accident. This is no dream. It's real. She is real. Your mother has never stopped loving you. Not when her body failed. Not when her voice grew still. Her love survived the passing of this world because it was never made of dust or flesh. It was born in the Spirit, and in the Spirit it remains untouched. She's seen what you've carried. The things no one else knows. The silent disappointments. The pressure to be strong. The moments you felt completely invisible to the world. She's watched, unable to intervene directly, but always praying, always near. And today, she reaches across eternity to remind you of something you've forgotten. That you are not broken. You are becoming. So much has been changing in you quietly beneath the surface. You've been shedding old fears, letting go of the identities placed on you by pain and failure. You may not even realize it yet, but your spirit has been waking up slowly, powerfully. And this message is the final nudge, the one that says, yes, it's time. She isn't trying to lead you backward. She isn't pulling you into the past. Her voice is guiding you forward toward the future you were born to walk into. She sees the divine possibilities ahead. Not fantasies, not wishful thinking. Real doors, real change. But you must be ready. Ready to step out of the fear, out of the weight of what you thought you had to carry. Ready to say yes to healing, yes to purpose, yes to God's timing. There's something about a mother's faith. It's different. She believed in you before the world knew your name. She prayed when no one saw. She covered you in love even when her own heart was breaking. And she's doing it still through prayer, through intercession, through this message. You may not understand how that's possible, but your spirit does. Deep down you feel it. She never really left. You felt her walking beside you lately, haven't you? In the small things, the quiet signs, the way peace found you in a moment that should have shattered you, the way your heart calmed when everything around you was chaos. That's not coincidence. That's her. There are seasons in life when heaven feels far, silent. And then there are moments like this one. When heaven leans in close, when the veil thins, when God in His mercy allows something eternal to touch your heart, not to scare you, not to overwhelm you, but to awaken you. She's asking you to keep going. Not just survive, but live. Truly live. Not out of obligation, but out of purpose. There is something waiting for you just ahead. Something she's seen from heaven's side. And she wants you to reach it. She wants you to know joy again, to dream again, to laugh without guilt, to wake up without dread. You've carried so much sorrow, but now she's handing you a blessing. She's seen the seeds you've planted in tears, and she's seen the harvest heaven is preparing in response. Do not give up now. Even when you can't see what's next, trust that she's guiding you, not with human eyes, but with eternal sight. She knows the way, and she's praying for you to find it. So, open your heart, not just for today, but for every day that follows. Watch for the signs. Welcome the peace. Let the healing begin. There will still be hard days. Life doesn't become perfect just because you've heard a message from heaven, but it becomes clearer, brighter, anchored in truth. Her voice may not come again in the same way, but that's because this message was enough. Enough to shift your spirit, enough to remind you of what you forgot. Enough to bring her love into the present moment and anchor it there forever. What happens next is yours to decide. And if something in you was moved, awakened, softened, then know this. You were meant to hear it. This was always for you. She's proud of who you are becoming. And even more, she's at peace. Now it's your turn to step into that peace. She's already there. If this message touched your heart and you want to hear more like it, more messages of hope, healing, and divine connection, stay with us. You're not alone on this journey. We're building a space where voices from heaven meet hearts on earth. Follow our channel and allow yourself to receive the messages meant for you. Because this is just the beginning.